I mean, I have dreams that I remember from when I was like really, really young. Because those I remember throughout, because I remember retelling them several times in elementary school and to my brother and stuff. But it was somebody wearing a costume to look like French fries or something, or like a big hot dog suit or French fry suit, and they were in my dream and they were chasing me. That was when I was a very, very young child. And of course, when I'd wake up from this bad dream, I would always face the wall because I always knew that there was something in the closet, or I thought as a child that I knew that there was something in the closet, because it wasn't just a closet, it was a closet, and then there was this small door to the crawl space. And everybody knows that children are scared to death of the crawl space, even though I know today it's just a really dusty part of the house. Just that's all it is. There's an old rocking horse and some boxes with rags in them. I really don't know why I was recording dreams, because the most memorable dreams are ones that I've remembered over time. One of the more, it happened about a week ago, maybe a little longer ago. In the dream, I guess my hair was getting shaggy, as it's just kind of right now, and he convinced me to get my hair cut at an army barber, and so I did, and he took me there, and I got my hair cut, and I looked at the bill from the army barber, and it said it was just some huge amount of money, and I wasn't about to pay that. And in this dream world, for some reason, I got angry and I went into the nearest bathroom and instinctively knew that if I stood on two of the urinals and touched the ceiling in a certain spot, I would be transferred into this like other world where I, couldn't be affected by the bill that I had to pay or anything else that was left off in that world. But this other world wasn't, too peachy keen either. It was my old house from West Dallas, and in the alley there, all my friends and family were just driving SUVs in circles. There's only room for 2 cars to go down this alley, and it was just like a 2-lane street, but they just circle around, pulling out in the street, going around in circles. For what I could tell, there was no reasoning for it, so I just sat on my back porch and pretty much waited it out until that was over. It was her birthday a few weeks ago, and I sent her a message to wish her a happy birthday, and she was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on? Thanks for the birthday wishes." I was like, "Oh, just living in Wisconsin, doing whatever. It's cold as fuck." I was telling her, like, enjoy your birthday wishes or whatever. And she asked how I was doing, so I said, "Oh, rolling in dough," jokingly, of course, because I had been investing in silver and it had gone up like $10 within the last 3 months. And she said, "Oh, you'll have to invite me to your mansion sometime." I was like, "Settle down, I'm not that well off. But you can visit my luxury sedan." All in a joking manner, of course, and in the context, it makes complete sense that it's a joke. But the next day, I got this message from her fiancé saying, "Oh, I saw that you said that you could let her visit your luxury sedan." Well, I don't know what kind of bonehead you are, but, well, anyway, it just went on like that. And I was just like, wow, this guy's an idiot. I see my Chrysler a lot. There's a lot of dreams that revolve around my car, but none that I can really remember, or ones that would be significant in any way. Just driving really fast around the Pewaukee roads, because it's really fun. Late at night, no police, no other cars. Well, there's obviously deer to watch out for, but just going down the winding roads at like 75 is pretty fun. Okay, I have a brother. He was in my car, and I was in my car, and we were at like the Southridge parking lot, which was a shopping mall parking lot. And he was about to light a cigarette in my car, and I told him, "Don't do that." But when I looked at him again in this dream, he was already smoking, and it already had like damaged the inside of my car somehow. And then I got really angry with him. So I opened my door, and then he was on his way out, and as he was like trying to brace his way through the door, I guess his hand was in the frame. So I slammed the door as hard as I could on his hand, and when I opened it again, I would have expected to see like a broken, mangled hand, but it was just like a tiny little cut on one of his fingers for some reason, and then that was... There's one that will stick out forever in my mind, is that, now I guess this is one that I remember, but I never wrote it down, but I can talk about it since this is, there was a dream. I was back in West Dallas at my old house, but I haven't lived there for over 14 years, so. But in the dream, I was still living there, and I had a car, I could drive. My brother was in the car, and me and him, or he and I, sorry, we were looking for my dad. He was, I guess, walking around the city. So we came across him, and he was just walking down the alley, and my brother said, pull over, pull over. So I pulled over, got out of the car and everything. And my dad turned around and looked at me and he said, go away from me, go away from me. I've failed you. I want you to have a good life. Just stay with your mom. Now this wasn't very long ago. I mean, like less than a year ago. But it was at that point where he turned around, started walking toward a fire hydrant, and just hit his face on the fire hydrant. It was traumatizing, sad. I woke up in tears because out of all my relatives, I'd say I easily connect the most with my dad. He's the coolest guy I've ever met. I remember getting my Super Nintendo, but I don't know if that's the most memorable. My N64 too, but also probably not the most memorable. Probably. Now this probably wouldn't be my final decision because I'd have to go through it a little bit more, but on the spot, I'd probably have to say when I got my first computer in '96, and I was playing, it was Windows 95, and I was online, or not online, but I was on the computer with my brother. He was sitting next to me, and we were playing Asteroids on the computer. We had like the Atari Fun Pack CD-ROM or whatever. And he was controlling the spaceship movement, and I was controlling whether the spaceship was firing or not. So he had the arrow keys, and I had the space bar. That would probably be the most memorable as of now. I'd have to think about it, but I might be wrong. But for now, we'll go with that one, because that was a pretty cool memory.